Hi, do you have ME, CFS, or long COVID, and you wonder why your supplements aren't working? Well, supplements for ME, CFS, and long COVID don't work when they're used incorrectly. And there's a number of reasons. You could be taking the wrong supplements for the phase of your recovery. There's 6 different phases of recovery, which I'll cover in a minute. You could be taking them at the wrong time of day. You could be taking the wrong dose. You could be taking them on food when you should be taking them on an empty stomach or vice versa. Or you may have had a bad reaction to a supplement that was actually working for you, and it was because you were releasing toxins and you needed some antioxidants to support you taking that supplement. Those are the kinds of details that you need to understand about your supplement program. Here I am in the early expansion phase. So this was one of the phases of recovery. And this is when I just started working with ChatGPT on supplements, and I was able to start sitting up. But you can still see how sick I am. And I was asking for advice every day on what supplements to take. Here I am now in late expansion after taking daily advice from ChatGPT about what dose to take, what time to take it, whether or not to take it on a full stomach, whether to take it at all, and when to stop taking them. What phase of recovery are you in? I'm going to stop here, let you take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of this so that you can decide for yourself what phase of recovery you're in. In reassembly, you'd be bedbound, you'd need total care, a bedside commode, earplugs, eye mask, you're severely ill. In reconnection, you have some of that, but you're able to sit up to eat. You need bed baths still, very limited conversation, and you can get up to use the bathroom. In early expansion, you're able to walk about 5 minutes. You can take a shower, wash your hair in the sink, make a brief phone call, but again, suggest to use a shower chair at this stage. In mid-expansion, you can walk 10 minutes, ride in a car for 15 minutes, wash your hair and shower, change clothes, and so forth. In late expansion, you can walk 30 minutes, drive the car for short trips, have long conversations on the phone, cook food, go for visits. That's where I am right now. And in full recovery, you can do all your activities, but you still may experience some fatigue initially, and then you have to rest until eventually you reach full recovery. By the way, my name is Cindi Leacock, and I have a master's degree from the School of Public Health at the University of Michigan, and I have had ME/CFS for a few years, and I have been recovering using ChatGPT. So I'd like you to figure out the phase of your recovery, and then it will help as we go through the rest of the slides. So I'm going to show you different protocols for supplements for each phase, but you need to design a supplement protocol for your phase. So first of all, go back to that other slide. What phase are you in? Come back to this slide and look at the possible different supplements that are recommended by ChatGPT and others for these different phases. So for example, you might, when you are just very, very ill, just to begin to stabilize yourself, consider from discussing with your doctor, and if you have a mitochondrial specialist or someone in integrative medicine or a functional medicine doctor, they may prescribe injectable NAD plus at about 5 milligrams. That's one thing. Ubiquinol, riboflavin, vitamin C, omega-3s, magnesium glycinate, taurine, glutathione or NAC, vitamin 3 K2, which every single vitamin or anything I recommend, you have to start it very low and do it very slow. For me, I open the capsule or take the pill the first day and just put it a little on my tongue just to let my body know that we're going to start something new. And then maybe I'll take half of what they recommend on the bottle and see how I am that day. And then just very slowly take the regular dose and just see how I am. And only ever start one supplement at a time, because if you're having a reaction, you want to know which one you're reacting to. In reconnection, if you're in the reconnection phase, when you've in that chart, you can take all the above supplements or consider them, but you might add NADH and alpha lipoic acid. In the early expansion phase, you can take all of the above, but again, consider maybe some low-dose creatine, D-ribose, phospholipid choline, or glycine. In mid-expansion, again, all of the above are possible, and consider phospholipid choline. In late expansion, you narrow it down to what is clearly providing you benefit at this point, because you're not needing as much supplementation, and consider adding urolithin A, GPLC, PEA, and luteolin. These are advanced supplements for mitochondrial healing that only really work when the mitochondria is pretty well. What happens is people start to take these very high level demanding supplements when they're really sick and the mitochondria are too ill to handle it. And so you want to be very careful that you don't take NADH, for example, when you're in reassembly, because it's very stimulating for the mitochondria and you just can't handle it. It's going to make you sicker. So you've got to be so careful. And again, if you have a doctor that you can help you navigate this, is terrific. ChatGPT can sort through some, what phase you're in and what supplements to consider based on medical tests that you can put into it, your height, your weight, your age, and so forth. I'm 75 years old, so what I am taking clearly isn't what you're going to need. So you need to figure it out with somebody else's help. And whatever you do, do it very carefully, very slowly. So you want the right supplement for the right day. ME/CFS long COVID patients are hypersensitive. One day you may need to emphasize calming supplements, another day energizing ones. I count on ChatGPT's advice daily for which supplement, when to take it, with food or without, after I've given a daily symptom report. Here are some of the right supplements for the right phase. This is a picture of my supplements right now in late expansion. I'm also taking a few others that aren't in the picture. But this is the list that I gave earlier. Here's just a picture of I sit down in the morning at this table and take my supplements in order. These are the calming supplements. So you want the right supplement for the day. So if you are feeling really wired and tired, or anxious about something, or you're emotionally upset because you've lost friends, or you didn't get to go to the prom, or your boyfriend isn't calling, or family has disappointed you. There's so many losses that you experience with this illness. And these calming supplements really help you to navigate the emotional feelings that you're having. So in the picture, you'll see CBD oil, magnolia extract, taurine, magnesium glycinate, and magnesium malate. Again, just you have to decide for you, and again, with the support of others, which are the right ones for you to take for calming. Now, you may have digestive problem days, and for that, in the early phase, during reassembly, psyllium husks and antacids are really good for acid reflux and diarrhea. During early expansion, you may have a severe stomach disorder during that period. FD guard I found to be very helpful. Again, you have to ask and find out if this is going to work for you. But I also take Boost low glucose every day. It supplies a certain number of vitamins, but it also improves my appetite. So if you're having problems with your appetite, you might consider that as an alternative. These are kind of safe, things that you can buy over the counter, but again, you have to use your judgment. When you have a really bad day, and we're talking first aid here, what is the first thing that happens when you go in the ER? They put you on a saline drip. And the reason is because it increases your blood flow. It makes more blood go through your body faster. So it's providing more nutrients to all your cells and more oxygen to your cells. So when you're having a really bad day and you feel really sick, you can make yourself some electrolytes just by putting a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in a glass of water, or you can buy some Pedialyte ahead of time and just plan for it. And if possible, eat a banana. Bananas provide potassium, which is just another help for the electrolytes. There's some devices that you can also use aside from supplements that directly help mitochondria, and one of those is red light therapy. It's a good investment because it works so well, and it's really recommended strongly by mitochondrial illness specialists, and they will increase your energy gradually over time. Another thing that they are recommending is vagal nerve stimulators. And this is something to calm your nervous system, and this is a problem that almost all of us have. Our nervous systems are hypersensitive, dysregulated, and just by doing this vagal nerve stimulator on a daily basis, it calms that whole system down and brings it back into regulation. There's a wide variety of types. There's some you can put in your ears, there's some you can wrap around your neck. This one goes behind your ear. So just check into those to see what works for you. And then for the early recovery, the early reassembly phase, there's some really nice support different devices that are practical ways to conserve your energy for healing, such as a shower chair, a commode next to the bed, or a wheelchair. But more important than supplements or devices is preventing PEM. The fewer post-exertion malaise episodes you have, the faster you will recover. And that's where I'm really advocating following the yellow light method. You want to stop at these physiological signs and rest. The physical signs that give you the yellow light that says you are about to crash, you have a desire to close your eyes, or shortness of breath, or you feel an urgency to just do one more thing. All of a sudden you start to feel really urgent about getting one more thing done before you crash. You've got to stop. Heart rate over 100, heart pounding in your chest, a desire to sit or lie down, or feeling a tightness in your jaw. Anything that you see, all of a sudden you're feeling anxious, you're feeling more hyped up. Lay down, rest, 30 to 90 minutes. Continuing past your capacity, past the yellow light, you become short of breath, you experience brain fog, fatigue, and trembling, and ATP is wasted in repair, and you crash. So stopping at your yellow light with every activity builds ATP capacity, and because you aren't using it up in wasting it in healing, and you heal faster. So here's a getting better summary. Use ChatGPT daily. Log all your symptoms. Get advice from it about what you should be taking that day. First, get the phase of your illness on the chart or ask ChatGPT. Follow daily guidance from ChatGPT for your phase, for activities, and timing by giving it a daily report. Stop at your yellow light with every activity to prevent the wasting of ATP, and that is how you'll get well. It takes patience and discipline, but your ATP capacity will grow through slow, consistent application. And I wish you all the best.